everyone, I'm Avi Sharma from Train Your Brain with an exclusive show, Know Our Past. The season 1 and episode When, Where and How. Before starting, make sure that you have subscribed to our channel and like the video, and don't forget to share it with your family members. The first question in your mind would be, what is history? Easy answer, past. It is branch of knowledge in social science that deals with past events in a chronological order. The second question in your mind would be, why is it important to study history? We are living in present world and we plan and worry about the future. Studying history has significance in different fields because it provides us to avoid the mistakes that have happened in past. That's why it's important to study history, not to give the load or study. Historical framework. Its reference point is the birth of Jesus Christ. The time frame helps to understand the events in chronology. Time in history is studied in the form of BC and AD. Here BC stands for before Christ, which means before the birth of Jesus Christ. And AD stands for Anno Domini, which means in the year of the Lord Christ here. And dates of AD are after the birth of the Christ. For example, 2000 BC means 2000 years before Jesus Christ was born. To find out difference between the dates of AD and BC, we add the dates of BC and AD. Geographical framework. The survival of humans depend upon the geographical condition of different places. They survive in the fittest one. Moreover, it depends on many factors like availability of land, water, soil, etc. When we are talking about history, sometimes it is important to look at the geographical factors also. In India, humans first settled around the North Indian Gangetic Plain. It has reasons like good climate, fertile land, river, etc. The southern region was divided into smaller regions by mountain, river, valleys and plateaus. India and the Central Asia are separated from each other by the Himalayas. With the past age of time, people started moving in and out of the mountains that resulted in the exchange of ideas, culture, traditions, beliefs, etc. Different trade routes were developed with the passage of time, such as Uttarapatra from the Hindu Kush mountains to the mouth of the Ganga. Dakshinapatra from Gujarat in the west to Patliputra in the east. History is divided into ancient, medieval and modern history. In this chapter, we will study about the ancient history of India. In the ancient history is a period between 5 lakh BC, approx to 800 AD. There are different sources of studying history. Sources of history. Sources are the backbone of history. In other words, to know history, we must have some definite sources in our hand. Unfortunately, however, there was no systematic tradition of history writing in ancient India. Yet, with the passage of time, the situation has changed a lot. The long, tiring efforts of historians brought numerous sources to light. With the help of these sources, the history of ancient India can now be fairly reconstructed. For the purpose of better understanding, we may discuss these sources as literacy sources and archaeological sources. Literacy sources. They are written records and are many in number. Before the invention of paper, people used to write on palm leaf, bark of tree, etc. These are called manuscription. Most of the manuscripts were written in Pali and Sanskrit. These sources are in the form of both indigenous and foreign literature. Foreign literature generally includes the writing of the foreigners, some of whom came to India with diverse purposes and left account of their travel in this country. Among the foreign writers, the Greek were the first one to visit India. Indigenous literature means the native or local literature. In the context of our study, it means Indian literature. Scholars consider Indian literature as a great help to know the history of India. Ancient literature of India is mostly a religious nature, but there are also hosts of secular literature which may of great help to reconstruct the history of ancient India. Literacy sources are basically of two types. Religious, the literature which is religious in nature such as the Vedas, the Puranas, the Upanishads, etc. The ancient Indian literature is rich in religious literacy sources. Non-religious. These sources are non-religious texts and include politics, poems, dramas, etc. For example, biographies, texts, Arthashastra, etc. Biography is a life history of a person written by someone other than the individual himself or herself. Archaeological sources. These sources are dealt by archaeology. These sources include the remains of buildings, pottery, weapons, fossil, etc. They can be divided into the following divisions. Inscription. An inscription is a writing engraved on stones, pillars, or caves by the ruling kings or in some instances by his officers. The kings issued inscription for different purposes such as commemorate victory, to proclaim administrative decrees, or to announce grant of land or wealth to some institutions, etc. Sometimes inscriptions were used for religious purposes too. Inscriptions were known as Sasanavali. As historical sources, inscriptions are of great value. Inscriptions gives us lot of significant information regarding political and administrative, commercial and socio-religious condition of that particular period. Sometimes inscriptions contain dates which really help the historians of later years to fix the date of a ruler accurately. The study of inscription is called epigraphy. Coins. Coins have proved to be a vital source of authentic information of Indian history. They are significant archaeological sources for the study of contemporary socio-culture, political and economic condition of ancient India. Thousands of coins provide us the name, title, royal portraits, images of the deities worshipped and actual dates of the king to whom they belong. For example, the images of the deities worshipped found on the coin point to the religious learning of the ruler concerned. The study of coins is called numismatics. Monuments. India is rich in archaeological remains which includes monuments and sculptures. Monuments means notable sites or structure of historical importance. It includes the remains of old buildings, temples, viharas, stupas, images of different gods and goddesses, and so on. The oldest monumental sources for the history of ancient India is undeniably the archaeological remains of the Indus Valley civilization. For example, coins issued by Chandragupta I, inscriptions on wall. I am sure that you have learned a lot from this video. I hope that you have subscribed our channel, liked our video and shared with your family members. Thank you for watching the video.